Good morning world to Las Vegas. We've opened the door, so I'm standing in my underwear showing everybody. Today we've got an adventure for you. We're going to go to the Hoover Dam. We've got this GPS here, godsend. I'm telling you, if you come to America, get a GPS. It takes you the best roads, the fastest roads, and you don't waste petrol. It's pretty cheap here. We paid $2.16 for a gallon in Roswell. For a gallon, that's nearly 4 litres. $2.16, it's about £2. So it's like half the price of what it is in the UK. So we're getting ripped off, fellas, as usual, by the oil companies who are making billions. We're on the strip now. We're going to turn in half a mile. If you ever come to Las Vegas and you get a car, the Hoover Dam's only about half an hour away. It's 25 mile anyway, and you go south on Interstate 15. We're in Boulder City now. It's not Boulder, Colorado, but Nevada, and not far from Hoover Dam. We've had no breakfast yet, so we stopped. It's beautiful, it's nice on the patio, and they told us if we want a full breakfast to go and sit on the patio. Breakfast time, that's mine, hash browns, that looks quite nice, and Alice has got a wrap, but it's massive. So let's get stuck in. Okay, we're going downhill. Just in front to the left there is Lake Mead. That's the water supply for Las Vegas, and it's going down year by year. Got stopped by security. This the Americans just killed this Iranian guy, and so I'm figuring they're upping the ante with regard to security, and of course Hoover Dam would be a target. When we get around this next corner, I think there's like a visitor centre here, and then you'll see the dam. No, it's 10 years since I was here, or more. Yeah, 10 years. So must be the next corner then. Visitor centre on the left, and the Hoover Dam should come into view. There it is. There it is. Right in front. There, look. Reduce speed ahead, and there's the Hoover Dam there. And there's that bridge. That's awesome. I'll show you some footage of that when they were building it. Now we'll be going right across the Hoover Dam.
Will we go there?
Yeah, we'll probably go on the bridge. Just look at this bridge. We'll go park up somewhere, if we can find somewhere to park up, and walk back over the dam. Take a few shots for you. And there's the state line here just coming up. Alright, I'm going to stop here because there's the state line right there in front of us. We've got that very last parking space. Saw somebody go out and snatched it quick. So we'll go up to the Arizona state line, cross over it. Just want to show you that that's like an overflow. So if the level of the water gets too high for the dam, it will come down here and go down there and come out the other side of the dam. I'm just going to give you a panoramic view, but I want to show you this. You can see the white rock. That's how much the water level has dropped since it was built. So that's 100 foot plus, easy. So we're coming up on this overspill. You can see if the water was up at that level, it would be well up here, and then it would spill over the top there and down through the mountain and out the other side of the dam. I can't impress upon you how big that is. Looking from this angle, and you can see we're going across that arch bridge there. And there we are, that's the dam. Now you can see the people walking across there. It'll give you some idea of how huge this thing is.
This is the story of Hoover Dam, one of America's 7 modern civil engineering wonders. In 1930, President Herbert Hoover, for whom the dam is named, signed the appropriation bill to begin construction. Under a contract awarded in March 1931 to 6 companies incorporated, a combine of 6 major construction firms, men and machines went to work to build this dam of unprecedented size, this modern civil engineering wonder. Reclamation engineers rushed to completion specifications and design drawings. Crews at the dam site completed their surveys and investigations. The thunder of man's determination to conquer the Colorado reverberated between the sheer cliffs of Black Canyon as construction got underway. The first major task was to divert the river around the dam site. To do this, 4 tunnels, 2 on each side, were drilled through the canyon walls. Each 56 feet in diameter, they averaged 4,000 feet in length. Drill holes were packed with dynamite and blasted. After each explosion, shovels and trucks entered the tunnels, mucked out the shattered rock, and dumped it in nearby gulches. Workmen excavated over 1.5 million cubic yards of blasted rock material from the 4 tunnels in 13 months. Acrobatic workmen called high-scalers prepared the canyon walls for each blast. Suspended on ropes, they drilled holes in the rock and loaded them with dynamite. After each explosion, these daredevils swarmed over the cliffs, prying loose rock and clearing the walls of debris. In November 1932, the Colorado River was diverted. Under control for the first time in its history, the river flowed around and past the site. Men and trucks dumped an earth and rock embankment across the canyon below the tunnel openings, forcing the river from its age-old bed through the huge diversion tubes. A second earth and rock dam was thrown across the river above the tunnel outlets downstream, keeping water from backing into the foundation area. Isolated and protected from the river by the 2 coffer dams, the site was pumped dry. Men and machines dug 135 feet below the old river level to reach bedrock for the dam's foundation, excavating over 2 million cubic yards of rock, earth, and sand. From the mixing plants, concrete was dispatched to all points of construction. 9 anchored aerial cableways spanning the canyon from rim to rim lowered the concrete into the forms and handled other supplies and equipment as well. As the first bucket of concrete settled into its foundation on June 6, 1933, Hoover Dam began its rise from the depths of Black Canyon. As cableways dumped load after load of concrete into the forms, the dam soon reached its full 660-foot thickness at its base, poured in 5-foot layers of concrete. The structure's keyed or interlocking columns climbed skyward as crews set new records daily. Bucketful after bucketful ran the continuous cycle, mixing plant to canyon rim, out into midair over the gorge, and down into the forms, dumping its load of 16 tons. Crews vibrated and compacted the fresh pours, while buckets returned again and again to the mixing plants to be filled with more concrete or other waiting forms. Crews worked under all conditions, all seasons of the year without cessation, rain or shine, day and night. By June 1934, 1 year after the first pour, 2/3 of the dam's concrete had been placed in the forms. Hoover Dam had risen to an impressive height, already taking its place as one of the world's wonders. As Hoover Dam climbed between its abutments, related structures also took form. At the toe of the dam, the U-shaped power plant to house generating equipment, control, and maintenance facilities was built in twin wings, one along each side of the canyon walls. Intake towers, 2 on each side, for the power plant's penstock system, climbed as a maze of reinforcing steel and concrete. Perched on shelves hewn in the canyon walls, these graceful columns rose 403 feet, well above the dam's crest and the canyon rims. 2 giant spillways were set against the canyon walls on each side of the reservoir just above the dam. These high-level controls, each capable of bypassing 200,000 cubic feet of water per second, assure that no water will ever overtop the dam. Water flowing into the basins plunges downward through the spillway tunnels to enter the river below the dam. 100-foot-long drum gates on the spillway's crests rise during flood stage to give the reservoir an additional 16 feet of storage. Hoover Dam has fulfilled the hopes and expectations of those who envisioned this great reclamation project. Colorado River waters that once destroyed man and his property now serve him.
It truly is awe-inspiring, really. What an amazing sight. Millions of tons of rock were moved. And millions of tons of concrete. We're on the bridge. Quite a lot of traffic up here. I mean, people-wise. After you. And a lot of traffic. Lorries too. What an awesome project this was. I'm going to turn to the left in a minute. There you go. So, it's 1905 feet long, 88 feet wide, 808 feet high. Thanks. And span length 1,060 feet. This rail's made of metal and it's vibrating like mad with all the traffic going across. That is a long way down, look there, look at cars going. Here you go, fellas. It's a long, long way down there. Producing electricity.
So we will make a stop selfie.
Alright, fellas, we're leaving. I'm going to leave you with that picture there. And I can tell you this, when a big lorry passes over here, this bridge vibrates like hell, and it definitely gives you a feeling of insecurity a little bit, because that is a long way down there